Hello, welcome back to Sacred Vapes, a channel that aims to bring you the views and experiences of products in the market today, brought to you by Average Vapor. Now this week I've got another Eliquid review for you guys. It's from a company I've actually reviewed for before, but they've got a new range out, and to be honest, it's quite surprising. It's these, the Vape Duty Free 4 Seasons. Now, from what I can see, they've gone for 4 bold flavours, one for each season, and they represent that season via colour. Now, I'm terrible associating colours with seasons, so I'm going to take a hazard at what these are and try and do them in order. So, I'm going to assume that first and foremost we're going to go with blue for spring, and that is caramel custard. Now what I will say before we get started is that I absolutely love the packaging on these. In fact, I love the whole idea behind them. The fact that it's not only nice, simple, but direct, and have a logo on the front, but the fact that they all come in different colours. So even though colouring in liquids isn't necessary, for somebody else making them, I don't mind. So yeah, we'll start with the caramel custard. This is the one I'm actually vaping on at the minute. As you can see, most of it's gone. Well, more than halfway gone. Now this is a strange flavour. Not because it doesn't taste nice. It actually does, but I find with this that the caramel is actually quite dominant over the custard. So what you're getting is a very sweet caramel flavour, and the custard isn't coming through creamy at all. It's actually coming through quite muted, but overall it makes a nice, smooth, sweet caramel vape, which is really, really enjoyable. And the fact that that's how much of the bottle's gone, it's fantastic on the coils. I mean, this has been an all-day vape for me. It's not striking in the sense of other liquids here. They stand out. It's just a nice natural thing. If you love caramel and you want a nice sweet caramel flavour that will last you and not burn your coils out, then this could well be for you. It really is nice and just not overloaded on the custard. So next up we'll go for summer, and it is raspberry screwball. Now as you can see, I haven't really vaped much of this, and I'll get into why. So raspberry screwball, to be honest, the two named flavours, the raspberry and the screwball, which is really bubblegum, is very bold, especially from not only the inhale but the exhale. Again, it sits really nice. It's not overly sweet, especially compared to Vape Duty Free's other range, the standard one. It's not overblown on sweetener. It just sits just nice. I say the flavours mix together really well. The reason why I haven't vaped it that much is that I'm not a fan of the flavour. That's my personal opinion, but I am getting the raspberry and the blueberry then, and the raspberry and the bubblegum coming through really strong. It just turns out I'm not a fan of that specific recipe. So the ice cream part, which I imagine's in there, again is quite subtle. I wouldn't say it's very creamy, if that's the best way to describe it. I wouldn't say the exhale's creamy for the ice cream. There is notes of vanilla in there. Maybe that's why I don't like this particular recipe. But if you like raspberry bubblegum and you want to give it a try, then it could be well worth trying out, because it strikes me one of them flavours that if you like it, you're going to absolutely love it. For me, not a big fan of it, but obviously that's just my personal opinion. So next on to autumn. Or I'm assuming it's autumn. I'd say it's a summer flavour, but it is mango and orange. As you can see, most of that's gone. This is the first one I tried, and This was the flavour I was using in the Hell Beast when I mentioned about flavour really coming through in that. This was the flavour. It's absolutely gorgeous. If you're vaping on something that does give you lots of flavour, then I highly recommend giving this a try. Before I've even told you about it, I say it's an orange and mango mix. There's probably a few other fruits in there that like subtly, but you know the orange and the mango are quite dominant, but they mix together really well. It's a really strong fruit flavour. It's really enjoyable. It's very Moorish. And yeah, as you can see from the bottle, it's been very Moorish for me. So by far my favourite one out of the range. And yeah, really enjoyed it. So finally, we're going to get on to Spearmint. I'm guessing Spearmint Ice Winter. Now this should be green. I'll just put it out there. This normally is green. I have no idea why mine's steeped to a yellow colour. I'm assuming it was left in sunlight. I can only imagine, but yeah, this is normally bright green. And if you haven't guessed already, it tastes like spearmint. It's a very strong flavour of spearmint. It's got a chill effect on the exhale. It's not too strong, depending on your power, which I'll get into in just a second. But there's an also added sweetener to it. And I think that added sweetener, which I've never tried, I've never had that in a spearmint or any sort of mint before, but the added sweetener really makes it enjoyable. Now, when I said about the power, the reason why I mentioned power is because originally I was using it in this tank at 90 watts on the other coil, and I found it a little bit too strong, a little bit overbearing, but since I switched over to 75 watts, the spearmint like harshness has really dropped down. So if you're going to be vaping the spearmint at around 60 to 70 watts, you know, maybe even lower, then you're going to get a really nice flavour that isn't going to be overpowering. The Custard isn't overpowering. Sweetness just makes it enjoyable. And I say again, it's a very Moorish liquid if you like mint. I'd say I've just got into the habit of filling my tank up, and as you can see, most of these are nearly gone just because I've got into the habit. So yeah, don't want to overly go into these liquids. They're all 50/50. They're 100ml bottles, 120ml bottles with, you know, space at the top for your nicotine shots. So yeah, 50/50 liquids. Absolutely fantastic range. You know, as you know, not every flavour in the world is going to be your favourite, and the raspberry screwball for me was that one that sort of didn't match up to the rest. But honestly, I would highly recommend giving these a try if you see them for sale. They are really nice, really strong flavours. They do cope well on your coils. You know, I've not had any issues in regards to that. You know, they're not overly sweetened, and for the most part, they're pretty much what they say on the label, but they're just mixed really well. So yeah, I'm not too sure where you can be able to buy them from. I know they're probably going to be on several different sites, so just beware for having a quick Google of that. But yeah, nice quick review. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I will have a juice review for you guys next week, depending on how I get going with them during the week. But you know, I'm not going to deliver the review until I'm ready. But as I always say, stay safe and keep vaping.